I wanted to sit down with my friend Graeme, who's a great musician and a good friend, and just show him what I've been working on, get his opinion, because he's a professional musician, and I wanted him to play the guitars, give me his feedback, hear how they sound in a good musician's hands, and also jam a bit and just see how they sound and compare them to the higher end guitars we have. I've got a beautiful Gibson Tribute, which is my pride and joy. It's a 2017, and he has a bunch of guitars, but the one that he's bringing is a Tele Deluxe, about 2006 or so. Really beautiful guitars, and see how they compare to very cheap instruments that after a bit of love and attention actually play well and sound good. For me, a lot of the beauty in an instrument comes in the craftsmanship, the time it takes for people to, you know, roll the edges of a neck or pay extra attention to a pickup coil. Little things that add up to big differences, and these costs get passed along to the consumer, you and I, and that's why guitars are so expensive, the really good ones. So, you know, cheap instruments come off the production line, and they need a bit of craft added to them if you want them to play and feel good. Otherwise, they feel like they've just come off a production line, and that never feels great. Let's listen to Graeme play, hear what he has to say. Disclaimer! Please don't hate. This used to be an Epiphone Special 2, which I bought to relic for myself. I don't like the Epiphone headstock shape, so I changed this one, put on a couple of decals, which, if you know Gibson, you can see it's not an original. And I haven't even tried. You know, I put my own funny serial number and personalized script on the back. So please don't hate, I'm not trying to make fakes, I'm just trying to make beautiful guitars. This is mine, and I just wanted to play with it. This is not something I will offer, turning Epiphones into Gibsons. I can totally change a headstock shape for you if you like. Just a little disclaimer, please don't hate. Please don't hate. I'm Dan, this is my mate Graeme, who is an excellent guitarist and also a good friend. Full disclosure, he's probably going to say things I want to hear, but I asked him over to look at a couple of guitars that I've relicked and aged and just made more lovable and loved. So let's start. I thought it would be a good idea to start a little jam with our, you know, good high-end American-made Fender and Gibsons, and then move on to something which are cheap but kind of had a little love added, and see how they feel and how they sound.
So I mean, I've seen both of these.
Yeah,
before they were modded. Yeah.
Have you played this?
I did play it before you've changed it. I mean, I've
changed it a few times.
They look unbelievable.
It was sunburst, and then it was black, and then it was white, and then I decided to relic the shit out of it.
So I think I played it when it was still sunburst, if I can remember. Yeah.
So this one I've gone like crazy full on relic.
Yeah.
That one I've gone kind of loved and old, and then one or two chips. Yeah. And because I just think like most guitars you can get nowadays, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
And they're just all the finishing techniques and steps that actually cost the money, that, you know,
yeah,
result in a great guitar.
uh-huh.
A lot of people don't get because they can't afford it.
Yeah.
And I enjoy doing
I
these
guess
guitars.
these kinds of guitars are machine made. They're
Yeah,
hardly touched by human hands. So you're saying you kind of put a bit of a human touch back into the thing. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I got that from Dave. That he got in the post on special. It was like $150.
Sorry, I am switching my phone off right
rand.
now. It just buzzed. So.
I must check mine. Oh, mine's recording.
Oh, okay.
You try each one, one
Okay.
after the other, and just give your
Alright.
impressions.
So what should I start with this? It's
So
like right next to me. So
you're a
just,
Fender guy.
Yeah. No, I mean this is my favorite guitar. I've had this for.
That's deluxe.
Yeah.
What
so,
year is it?
I mean it's a modern one. It's about 12 years old maybe.
2006-ish?
12, no, it's more. Yeah, actually. Yeah, I sometimes get stuck with time. Yeah, as you get older, your time gets a little bit. It's probably about 14 years somewhere there.
It's very pretty.
But I really love it, and it's sort of. It just gets better, you know. The more you play a guitar, just the nicer it feels.
Well, that's it. It's like, I feel like even, I mean, I went to the guitar shop today, and some of the really new, high-end stuff, it was really nice, but it needed to get played in.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
The neck
And
still
you see-
sounded a little
Yeah.
tired and dry. Okay,
So,
let me
let's
swap
swap.
this.
I mean, I absolutely love what you have done to this body. It's just so. It's the smooth matte finish. It's got none of that horrible
Yeah, it just,
lacquer on it.
I find cheap stuff just feels offensive. You
Yeah.
know? It's like these. Okay, so the story with this guitar is I try to keep it completely stock,
Okay.
but I changed the tuners because they were horrible.
Okay.
And they
Well, I
didn't
mean,
look good.
that's often the first thing you see on
Yeah.
a cheap guitar is
Yeah.
like a really bad tuner.
And if you change the electronics and this hardware here,
Yeah.
it'll make a huge difference. But I
Yeah.
try not to touch anything. And these are still very sharp, even though I've tried to kind of smooth them out. Because everything I've tried to do is I want to kind of replicate decades of.
But it
use.
feels like you've done more. I mean, it's this neck feels really nice. I mean, I'm just comparing. I love the feel of it.
Yeah, I mean,
You know,
these. I mean, this is the cheapest Squire that they make. How Pablo.
Yeah.
And what's nice is that the necks are just oiled, so they don't have any of the varnish. And
Okay.
it just feels so soft and smooth.
Okay.
And I actually like that. But then the rest of the guitar is usually heavily overlooked.
Yeah. Mm.
I've reliced it a little more since you played it last.
Okay.
It wasn't as polished, and there was a little more wear.
Okay. I mean, you know, the first thing, like feeling it, it just is smoothness, is what I can say. Is it just feels very comfortable in my hands. There's no, you know, I know new guitars often like it's got kind of a stickiness to it, and like a, yeah.
Okay,
So,
I'll stop talking.
okay, let's get a bit of brightness. Lovely, yeah. I mean, this is on the back pickup and it's got some bite to it.
Yeah.
And I want to hear, I mean, I like quite a lot of warmth.
Yeah.
It's kind of get a nice.
You like a jazzy sound?
Yeah. It's really nice, and I think you've got heavy S strings on here. yeah.
Those are 11s, yeah. And they came with 9s and they didn't feel good.
I always like a heavier string.
An instrument needs like a little bit of, it needs to fight you a bit.
Yeah.
In one way or another. Like Les Pauls are just kind of uncomfortable. Strats like heavy strings.
I love the feel. I mean, this neck, I don't know what you've done to the neck. It feels really, really amazing.
Yeah, I mean, the neck's like the only thing you really touch.
Yeah.
And I went, I played an ovation the other day.
Yeah.
And I've never liked ovations.
Yeah.
Because of that like plastic. And this one, the entire body was plastic.
Wow.
But the neck was so good.
Yeah,
That I just loved playing it.
It really, I mean, it just needs, it has to feel right, man. It's like,
Okay, so try this one now.
So I just want to say something.
Yeah.
I mean, like a lot of cheap guitars, this is just jagged. And, You know,
and it was.
It's not nicely finished. This is beautiful.
Yeah.
This is really.
And that's where they cut costs.
Yeah.
So it's easy to make guitars play and feel good. And so this I wanted it to be like a 50-year-old instrument, and I didn't want to put a Fender logo on.
Yeah.
This one I turned into a Gibson because it's my baby, and I'm not going to sell it, it's mine. But that I just kind of let the Squire fade out.
Yeah.
So it just looks like it's sun-weathered and faded and aged. And
it's a well-loved guitar. I mean, it's good,
that's
well looked after, but it's got some, it's carrying some baggage which you need with a guitar. You know, you want a guitar with the history.
I haven't actually touched the fretboard, like in terms of giving it wear, artificial wear.
Okay.
So I feel like that's the kind of thing you want to do to your own instrument.
I mean, I know, you know, it depends on what kind of guitarist you are, but you often do find, I mean, especially like, I guess, if you're playing open string stuff and open position, this way is the quickest.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Can I try this one? This one I tried to make look like it's old and beat up and loved and just been around the block, but it's one of those guitars that are so beat up because they sound so good.
Yeah.
So
I mean the finish is so cool. I love it. I absolutely love the colours.
It came like with a cherry sunburst. Then I painted it black and finished it.
I remember the cherry sunburst.
Then I made white and finished it and then relic'ed it. So you got to have the layers to kind of make it feel authentic. Give her a whirl.
So this has got a very, very different feel, obviously, and sound to the Strat.
Absolutely.
But again, there's something really smooth about
it's all about
this
the neck.
Wow, I love the neck.
If you look at the back, and you'll probably feel it, there are one or two little nicks, and you just feel it as you play. You
know, for me, those nicks on my guitar, it's almost like they've come naturally, but they're kind of place markers, and I know exactly where I am all the time.
That's great.
Guitar is such a tactile instrument, you know.
And it always amazes me how you can feel the tiniest differences with your fingers.
Yeah.
Like when they talk about different neck radiuses and whatever online.
Yeah.
And you think that doesn't make any sense that you'd be able to feel that, but you can.
Yeah, No, absolutely. And there's something about that has a little bit more, I can say, like sweetness, and this has got some balls to it. It's like there's something solid that feels really.
This likes a lot of distortion.
Yeah. Let's put a bit on. You know, I'm not a big kind of overdrive guy.
Yeah.
You know, like I mainly do
You're a jazz guy.
jazz or like country.
Yeah. But also, to be fair, these aren't great pickups, so it doesn't hurt to have a little bit of distortion.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound bad, but you can hear the moaniness of the tune.
Alright, I'm playing in G. I don't know why I'm playing in G.
I was playing.
But I do know other keys, I'm just saying. In case you were wondering. Hey.
Sorry, neighbor. So to wrap up, Graeme.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on how they feel, how they sound, what could be improved, what do you like?
I'll tell you what, I definitely have a preference. This one for me is lovely because...
You're a Strat guy, firstly?
Well, actually, I'm generally a telly guy.
Okay.
But this for me just has... It's got a little bit more versatility.
Okay.
And there's something sweet about it that I like.
Yeah.
That, on the other hand, I absolutely love. It's just not the style that I play.
Yeah, this
usually.
is like a bit of a nasty rock
But
guitar.
man, I think that's exactly it. You want to be in like one of those like loose rock bands, like even a punk band or just something really nasty, and you can
this thing sounds cool with a slide.
Yeah,
with a bit of
I can imagine with a little overdrive and I think for me these do not feel like guitars that cost. I mean, what do guitars like this cost?
So this is the cheapest Epiphone you can buy. I think it was like 2,400 rand.
Yeah,
about $200, $199 or whatever. That's, I think they got it for $1.5 grand on special. Well, like 2,000 rand.
Yeah, a lot of my students when they move to electric, this is what they get.
Yeah.
And I promise you, I've played on all of them because I help them with a little bit with setup, and I help them tuning it and just getting it sound nice and everything. And they do not feel like this. This feels like a pretty professional guitar, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, did it cost you a lot to do this for a start? Or
The only thing I
was
changed
labour
are the tuners.
mainly? Okay,
Yeah,
so
just labour.
tuners and labour, that's it.
And if you change the pickups in this and the pots and
Yeah.
put in a good bridge,
Yeah.
then it'll be unbelievable.
Yeah. I mean, I'd imagine, that kind of thing, if someone wanted to mod their guitar,
Yeah.
this could be the, this is a kind of a personal thing, what pickups you want and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So,
But I think like sound is easier to upgrade than feel.
yeah, no,
Because
absolutely.
you just put in Fender pickups, they'll
Yeah,
sound better, just won't feel good.
yeah.
Thanks, Graeme.
Yeah, pleasure. Thank you.
I appreciate it.
I look forward to trying more.